Ready?
Hey! Let's go! Back! I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah. I'm at my prime. Whoa.
Good evening, everyone, from Stade Bauer Stadium. It's time for the EFA, American football in Europe. We find ourselves in Paris on this gorgeous afternoon turning into evening. 80 degrees inside Stade Bauer, and just a perfect evening for football. The matchup, the Paris Musketeers, the home team, and Raiders Tirol will be taking the field looking for their first victory of the season. I'm Jeff Haxton, pleased to be joined by Lauren's Regular and her crew across the globe. Lauren's, good to have you, and we've got some pigskin coming up.
Hi, Jeff. I'm very excited for this game. Beautiful weather in Paris. Let's see what this game brings to the table today.
Well, one thing it's going to bring the first ever matchup between these two teams, and given the history of their teams, that's pretty wild in itself. First time they're going to meet each other.
Yeah, first time the Raiders Tirol traveled to Paris, and they did travel like superstars, like bands basically, because they had buses that you can sleep in. So they left Tyrol yesterday, went overnight to Paris, had a day today, and then they're going to leave today after the game. And I traveled in those buses once, and that's a very nice travel to have.
Yeah, some sleeper bus action, not too bad at all. The Raiders are looking for their first win, and I almost feel some empathy for them because just how tough the schedule has been. I don't think you could really dial it up any tougher.
I agree. They started in Munich and then had to go to Copenhagen to play the Nordic Storm. That's a very tough start. And then first home game last week against Frankfurt. Man, they're desperate for their first win. But to be honest, I think they have a chance today here in Paris.
Yeah, I do as well. They're going to have to overcome an incredibly tough loss as far as their offensive stardom goes, because Raiders will be without Aaron Jackson. He has 16 receptions, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's one of those American players that you rely on, right, Lawrence?
Absolutely, and I was in Tyrol last week to watch him play the Frankfurt Galaxy. I didn't see him get hurt. I wish him all the best, obviously, but it's another tough loss because last week they struggled so much because they lost Levi Kruse, their tight end, the week before. Basically the guy the offense was built around, and now they have to replace the American the week after. So let's see how they bounce back today.
Precious Ogbovoan running out with the flag as the Raiders take the field in their silver and black, and they will get ready to tee it up. Schwan Fatah, tell me about him and maybe some of the things that he's seen as the head coach in his first year for Raiders Tirol.
Schwan is a legend here in Germany. here in Germany and in European football. I'm really glad he's back at a head coach position. He's been with the Raiders Tirol for a very long time in the past. Now he's back. Probably not the start he wished for, but yeah, he's coaching against one of his idols, I would say, today. That's going to be a very, very interesting coaching matchup.
What would a Paris game be without Muskie getting the crowd fired up? The mascot for the Paris Musketeers, swashbuckling his way onto the surface here. And this Paris team, they're off to a decent start, 2-1. As we're going to look at the starters right there for Tirol. Paris, not so good last week.
No, it was a half of two tails, basically. They had a really close one at halftime against the Munich Ravens, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. And then they kind of crumbled under the pressure in the second half and lost 41-7 in the end. So they will definitely look to bounce back today as well.
Yeah, the turnovers were a big problem, as you see. Paris taking the field in their navy blue, French flag flying. What's this feeling like right here, Lawrence, just running out of that tunnel?
It's the best feeling, man. It was always like between, I can't wait that it starts, but also trying to enjoy the moment, watching the fans there, hyping you up, and then just getting ready for the game.
Jack Del Rio, of course, legendary, as you mentioned. Shuan Fata looking up to him. Here's the starters. Zach Edwards. Okay, Zach Edwards, tough week last week. Magic Zach. I mean, if you've got a name like that, you've done some good things. Tell me about him. What do you want to see from him today for Paris taking the snaps?
Joff, I know Zach now for, let's say, 4 or 5 years, and every time I met him, I told him, Zach, you got to learn how to slide, because he would just take every hit every week after week after week. And then last year he took a year off, went back to the States, spent some time with his family. He came back this year. I was very happy that he came back, because for me he's one of the best American imports at the quarterback position that has played in Europe, and he still didn't learn how to slide. So let's see how that plays out today. I think the Musketeers will need to protect him, and then if he gets his game going, if he gets his magic going, it's going to be very tough for the Raiders Tirol defense to keep him in check.
Seen Laik Fonti there, getting ready. These guys all have their own ways of getting fired up and getting ready, and the Red Company assembling. And we're about to have the national anthems. When we get to the national anthems for these countries, Lawrence and I will observe those by just letting you hear the Austrian and French national anthems coming your way here, as we're going to have a really good football game. We'll be quiet now. One of the best things about the EFA, if you're just joining us, if this is your first time to tune in to one of these matchups, these teams are made up of Austrians and Frenchmen. As you see, Steven Krajewski, who will be taking the snaps for Tirol. That's one of the best parts about it. You see them singing the national anthems, the patriotism. You have 4 American imports. You have some other players. Tirol has some players from Italy, for instance, a couple of Finns. But for the most part, this is national pride, and I think this is what will catch on, Lawrence, as you see Magic Zach as well.
Absolutely. It's always an honor to stand on that sideline and hearing your national anthem. I was never the biggest singer, to be honest, just for the guys around me to not let them hear that. But like I said, it's an honor to hear a national anthem play before the game, and it's like those last minutes before you actually get into this game mode and trying to get in your flow state.
Okay, so Aaron Jackson is out. That means we've got some new imports coming in, guys that are going to step up, but also acquisitions, okay? Maybe this is an acquisition where it's an American. There's going to be some of these situations that we'll get in through this game as the coin toss is coming up. How tough is it for an American to jump into France or go to Austria or go to Copenhagen and say, all right, I'm a part of this team. Let me play. How hard is that? It
is hard because for most of them, it's the first time leaving the country. It's a cultural shock. They get to be somewhere where they've never been before. But then at the end of the day, it's football. You know, they know how to run routes. They know how to catch balls. They've done that on a very high level for a very long time. And I think especially on the receiver position, those Americans, the quarterbacks try to trust or give their American playmakers a chance to make the plays. And I'm excited for the new import for the Raiders Tirol if he can have an instant impact today on the game.
Also out, Lorenzo Altobelli depended on offensive linemen, and they will bring in guys, and we will see these guys. I think Marco Schneider is the guy to watch. One thing that I want to get out here is, again, we're waiting on the coin toss, is how imperative it is for Tirol with Aaron Jackson. We talk about his receiving ability. He's also a top 5 returner in the game as far as kick returns, averaging 27 yards per kick return. Now, Schneider has had 3 returns for an average of 28. So I think Marco Schneider, 25-year-old Austrian, he'll wear number 4 in white and silver. Watch out for him. All right, as far as this Paris offense goes, what do they need to do to get it going? Because it can be the identity for this team, and when it is, they're scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, I agree. I think you see him here, number 6, the second to the left, Austin Mitchell, the American receiver. He didn't really get into his flow so far in the season, and I think it's just going to take a couple more games, a couple more reps at game speed with Magic Zach, who has been out for a whole year.
Please shake hands.
And see if he can have that impact that he had over the last couple of years with the Paris Musketeers.
We'll take the opportunity to just listen to this audio because it's terrific on what's going to be happening. You can hear the hands slapping, the respect for the players. And we'll get the referee here with his audio talking about the coin toss here.
Welcome. Joining us at the coin toss today, we have Mr. Kevin Lachimi, who is the Deputy Mayor of Saint-Ouen. Mr. Deputy Mayor Lachimi will be conducting the coin toss. Tirol, you're the visiting team, so it's going to be your call. We have a head, and the eagle is tails. What is your call?
Tails.
Tirol have elected tails. Deputy Mayor, will you please toss the coin? And it's a head. Paris, you've won the toss. You want to defer? Tirol, you're going to take the ball. Paris, do you want to kick the way you're facing or kick the other way? Okay. Paris will kick the way they're facing. Tirol will receive the ball in the first half. Best of luck to both teams.
The mayor of Saint-Ouen has just announced he's running for president of France. So dignitary on hand here for this matchup. All right, Lawrence, remind everyone out there of your playing experience, because your playing experience in Germany has you very familiar with Tirol and everything, but give us your background.
Exactly. I did play for the Frankfurt Galaxy for 3 years. I'm born and raised in Munich, so then went back to my hometown, played 1 more year with the Munich Ravens, and then I retired in 2024. So actually my last ever game was against the Paris Musketeers. We lost the quarterfinals against them, and they're a very physical, tough team to play against. It was always nice matchups, but you always knew, okay, I would feel that game a couple days later.
So Tirol's going to get the ball first. It feels like they've got to get back to the ground game. They have all of a sudden turned into a team that has been majority pass. That's just my opinion. Is some ground and pound here in our future for Raiders?
I totally agree, Jeff, because Brzezinski was trying to hit his receivers the last couple of weeks, but he got sacked multiple times. 4 times by Chris Malumba last week for the Frankfurt Galaxy. So I think they have to establish a run to get in more manageable second and third downs and just make their life easy, and then just keep Magic Sack off the field as well, if possible.
Yeah, let your defense rest on this warm day. The kick is away. Football in France. And here comes the first return of the afternoon. And there's our guy that we talked about just a few moments ago, getting to the edge and getting out of bounds. Watch out for Marco Schneider, especially with the absence of Aaron Jackson, as he averages 28 yards a return, and he grabbed this one. I think they may have had a possible trick play set up there, but it didn't quite work.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he wanted to give the ball to Kalen Carter, the new American import, but then he ended up getting the edge here and gaining nice yards on the kickoff return.
Ugo Pulby got a helmet in there as we'll begin from the 25-yard line for Raiders. There's the whistle. We are in play. EFA, and a stumble out of the blocks. Krajewski trying to get to the corner and make something of it, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That ball just looked like it was slick on him.
Yeah, he never really got control of it. They had 6 offensive linemen on the field. One got in motion and he tried to pitch it. They lost it, and then a lucky break for him to not lose any yards on this opening play of the game.
That's quite a guy in motion there across the formation. That's Ilya Krajinovic, okay? Ilya Krajinovic is a acquisition as of this week. 6'8", played at Western Kentucky and Boston College. This pass is completed for 3, across the 25 to the 26. It's Robin Steiner making the grab for Tirol.
Yeah, nice little spot route over the middle, trying to get into a manageable third down here.
Now, Krajinovic is quite a story. He played volleyball, basketball, water polo, mixed martial arts, and is originally from Serbia. I guess I'm not surprised badminton is not on that list. He can do about everything. 340 pounds. Shotgun snap. Krajewski. Nose up, spiral down the right side, overthrow. Looking for the streaking wide receiver, Jalen Carter. And it looks like 3 and out early for Raiders.
Yeah, trips to the left. He had a one-on-one to the right, and I think that's the connection he had with Aaron Jackson before. Aaron Jackson, like we said, is out with an injury, so Jalen Carter came in. And that's maybe the thing. If you only had 2 or 3 practices together so far, you're not 100% on the same page yet with your quarterback.
Jonata Loria, Italian, gets rid of it quickly. A line drive kick taken at the 39-50. Bounce out 45, 40. Left sideline 35-30. And they've got him out of bounds. Mitchell, an electrifying kick return to start things for Paris.
We talked about Austin Mitchell trying to get him going on offense, but that's a great start to the game for him. I think he steps out of bounds here around the 33, but that's an awesome field position to start for the Paris
During the
Musketeers
return,
first offense drive.
illegal block in the back. Paris number 26. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Illegal block in the back, as you heard, from Aegis Jean-Alphonse, Frenchman, 29 years old, with the infraction. So back it up from the spot of the penalty. Paris will get the ball first. Mitchell, you mentioned only 5 receptions this year, 51 yards. Zach Edwards this year, 39 of 78, 527. But there's been some all or nothing with Magic Zach this year. And I think, again, it's that rust of a year off. Hopefully he shakes it and this Paris offense gets rolling. This Tirol defense will bow its back, though, as they come out with 4 receivers in this formation. And Zach Edwards facing 3 down linemen and an edge. That's what they'll put out there to roll. Going to take a shot early with a man wide open. Caught! Down to the 20-yard line. It's Mitchell. Give that man the ball.
As if they heard us talk about it, Joff. First play on offense, he goes to Austin Mitchell, who beats his man one-on-one. And I think it was a little bit underthrown, that ball, because I think he could have scored if he didn't need to slow down here a little bit.
That's Jaron Wilson that got toasted on that play. Mitchell brings it in. First down and 10 for the Musketeers, and that's got to feel great for them after some of the clunky play last week in the loss. Shotgun snap zone read. That's Bafunda getting contact early and getting 2 yards. Tough sledding through the middle of that defense as Hobson, that's right, Hobson gets the tackle.
Hey, gentlemen, can you get your cables away? Cables away. Too much cable out here.
Be second down and about 8. A little bit more of a tighter formation. Zone read handoff. Stacked up. Nowhere to go. Hobson in there again, shaking his head and saying, not this way.
Yeah, Bufunda has been the main running back so far of the Paris Musketeers this season. They're trying to establish the run here early, just like we said the Raiders Tirol should. But now I think we're kind of in a passing down here on third and medium.
Mato Beglarian also in there. So third down. This is a big third down early on in this game here. Third down and let's call it 6. Zach Edwards rifles to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Paris.
And of course, it's Hugo Tekedam with his 4th touchdown of the season. I saw Meyerhofer, the safety, heading to the ref saying, hey, he juggled the ball. Let's see what the pictures show us. Corner route on the left side, beats his man one-on-one. Ooh, tough to see out of this position.
Well, that shadow in the corner makes it even tougher, Lawrence. And
the ruling on the field is a touchdown.
That takes Tekedam over 200 yards this year. Quick striking drive there for Paris. A 5-play drive. And Magic Zach Edwards. I think they're taking a look at this one. It would be an 18-yard touchdown pass. Yep, it's going to count for the Musketeers.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
We got the first
Tekedam
point
is also
of the day.
the backup quarterback. Sorry about that, Lawrence. Here's Faithful for the extra point, and it is perfect. 7-0 Paris.
Yeah, and we see it here one more time. Empty backfield, and then Tekadam, number 3, to the left, and then a perfectly placed ball by Magic Sack in the end of the back of the end zone, and I think he got both feet in bounds. Oh, there was the little, you saw the ball coming out again, but I think he had control before. Nevertheless, the call stands. We got the first points of the day.
Over the top of Milan Fabi, who could not contain Takadel. It's hard to dial up a better start for Paris. Take me to the Raiders now. Again, a team that's been bludgeoned by the schedule. And after this kickoff return, put me in their mindset. We're going to have a different returner this time. It's Carter, 25, spins and lands at the 29-yard line. All right, take me inside their huddle here, Lawrence.
Yeah, I think it's very important now that just to focus on your game. Those weeks past don't really matter anymore. You're the underdog. You were here in Paris, and I think for them it's very, very important to just get into their offensive rhythm now. Get their first down, their first down of the game, and then, yeah, take it play after play.
Watch number 0 in navy blue at the top of your screen. He's out there. He's going to be on an island quite a bit. He's going to be in charge of that far side boundary. He's got 3 pass breaks up. That's Jamalcolm Liggins this year, as this is a cloud of dust run over the right side. It's all Austrians in the backfield for Raiders. That is Tobias Bonatti, who takes it over the right guard.
Yeah, the Raiders do have a really good running back trio back there with Bonatti and Haselvanta at number 1 and 2. But so far, like we mentioned before, they haven't really got their run game going.
Trying to follow Vincent Lutz as he pulled around the right side. Better blocking this time at a first down to the 41-yard line. Looked like the same play, and it's Bonatti again.
Yeah, it looked like the same play. I think the blocking scheme worked out a little better, and we, like I said, now they got their first down of their first down of the season of the game. Of the season, thankfully not of the season, but of the game. And now it's just get into your rhythm, try to spread the ball, but keep sticking to the run.
Grierski incomplete. Wanting interference there, intended for Plutzgumer, slot receiver. It was not given to him. 7-0 Paris, middle of the first quarter.
See, little run pass option. He kind of gets held there. You see Marcus Schneider, he wants that flag too, but the refs didn't see it, did not call it. Pass interference here.
The backup quarterback, Stefan Mahaka. Krajewski zips it to the right side, incomplete. What I say, there's Liggins. They're trying to hit the American import, Jacalen Carter, but Liggins is locked down.
Yeah, I had the honor to play with Jamalcolm Liggins, also play against him, and he was one of the toughest opponents. He's so long, he's so quick, really hard to beat him, and yeah, so far Grajewski and Carter are not on the same page.
And they're behind the sticks. 4 down defensive linemen for the Musketeers, looking to bring pressure. Krajewski with a pocket, lost the ball, picked it up, decides to run, and admirably gets to the 49-yard line. He's going to be short of the line to get. And also they spot this ball where the slide begins, but even with a dribble, Krajewski takes off.
Takes off, makes the best out of this play, the second fumble, but it looks like the Raiders Tirol decide to punt the ball away and not go for it here early in the first quarter.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to have better coverage this time, as Mitchell has shown his athleticism. Jonathan Loria, a low-key guy, quiet, but a really solid kicker. And this is a returnable ball. Mitchell showing the shifty feet, and we have Laundry down back near the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what the penalty will be, because if it's against the Paris Musketeers, that might actually result in a first down for the Raiders Tirol.
Jan Meyerhofer got in there to make a nice form tackle. Edwards to Tekadam, our score of this ball game so far, the lone score. Tacked on with the extra point from Dean Faithful. Microphone didn't work there. From our white hat, Mr. Parsons. Lawrence, do you go back to the air?
Yeah, I like the receiver squad the Paris Musketeers have. I do like that Magic Sack completed his first 2 passes, 1 big play and 1 touchdown. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't at least be surprised if they take another shot here early in this drive.
Snap to Edwards. Zone read play. Blown up right at the line of scrimmage. Bafunda took the handoff, and it was destroyed by Aronokale. Stanley Aronokale.
I'm really impressed how you are, how you pronounce those names, Jeff, because I wouldn't want to have your job. Those are not easy names to pronounce, but he made a big play here, getting the Paris Musketeers behind the sticks.
Aronokale is a longtime Raider. He was injured last year, but just dependable as they come. Edwards on 2nd and 12 finds his man. A little tiptoe for Bertolini. Out of bounds, about 2 yards shy of the intended first down marker, where they are trying to get here mid-first. And Edwards looks as solid as he has all year.
I agree. Perfect play call here, too, on 2nd and 12, trying to get into a manageable 3rd down. He hits Remy Berthelin, who scored the first EFA touchdown in history in Week 1 against the Frankfurt Galaxy for the Paris Musketeers.
Doso is split to the right. Tekadam slot right. This is 3rd and 2. Lots of traffic. Tirol up to the task. They're going to hold Paris short of a first down by quite a bit.
Great play, but we do have a flag on the field, so let's see what the refs saw.
Well, I saw Jackson in there from Great Britain.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 75 was uncovered. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, and that's a big win for the Raiders Tirol, even though it looks like the Paris Musketeers are staying on the field here on 4th down.
Interesting. Tirol could really flip momentum, and yeah, I think Paris is going to think about this. This doesn't quite seem to be the place to go for it, but we're sitting here talking about it, not playing it.
30-second timeout.
Yeah, and that's another thing I think you have to realize is in Europe you practice 3 to 4 times a week, and the one thing that often comes short is your special teams. So even if you decide to punt the ball here, you can never be 100% certain that this punt will actually flip the field and give your defense a great field position. So let's see what they decide now. I think I saw the punt team come on the field. Yeah, now it looks like they will kick the ball to the Raiders Tirol, and that's a win for the Raiders Tirol early in this game.
Yeah, they've had a couple of quick 3 and outs. Didn't want to give up another score. There was some heat on the punter there, and it's a short kick. It's going to take a Raiders bounce back to the 45-yard line, and that's where Tirol will take over. This is a storied organization, Raiders. Since 1992, they've been an organization that's 34 years before the Ravens, the Panthers, the Jaguars came into existence. Yeah, the reason you bring those up is, of course, Jack Del Rio began his career with the Saints. The Saints are affiliated with the Paris team. There's a stadium promotion today at Stade Bauer, giving fans the chance to take home a Saints scarf. Love all of the intertwining things that happen in this EFA as there's a zone read handoff for 2 over the right side. Again, all Austrians taking handoffs, and this is the first time that we see Lukas Halswalter.
Yeah, I like that play call on first down, and just to add to what you just said, I mean, we're gonna see the first ever NFL game in Paris this year as well, and it's gonna be, like you said, the Saints as the home team.
Coach Vata, part of this organization, as there's a quick out left side, 50-47, dragged out at the 46-yard line. That's Marcus Scharbel. They've had injuries at tight end, offensive line, and of course the wideout, the big one, that's out today.
Yeah, first catch from Marcus Scharbel, and it's going to be a very personal game for him because he started the season on the Paris Musketeers roster, played 2 games for them, but then got released and went back to the Raiders Tirol.
Third down and 2 and a hole for a first down. Right side slammed down at the boundary as Halswanzer move the sticks for Raiders as they try to get this thing in position to equalize.
Good first down here, but I think, Joff, you agree, those first downs, they come in so hard, so tough. That's what I mean. Like, Paris is, I think, the most physical team in this league, and you're going to feel those hits after the game for sure.
From the shotgun, snap. Fire to the right side, perfect. First down there. A whirling dervish for Lorenzo Bassi.
Lorenzo Bassi, another homegrown receiver for the Raiders Tirol, and I like how Grajewski is spreading the ball. You said it before, Jamalcom Liggins is traveling with Carter, so he's trying to find his homegrown receivers, and so far that works better than connecting with Carter.
He looks like a Wes Welker type out there. So does Schneider. He's in the slot left. First down and 10 Raiders. Zone read handoff, stepping over a couple of tacklers and picking up 9. Halswalter.
Great patience here by Haselwanta. As you can see, the blocking scheme needed a little bit to develop, but he has great patience behind his O-line man here. Makes a little cut back to the inside and gains 9 yards on the first down.
That's a huge play because you get ahead of the chains. Red Company making noise as it's second down, and let's call it 2. Zone read. Krajewski pops one left side. Slipping and breaking a tackle and reaching for the 15. The strength of the lower body of Tim Tonko.
Yes, and that's number 3 on the depth chart at least, but as you can see, they're trying to spread the ball around, and all 3 running backs made their impact on the offense already in the first quarter. I like to see that.
There's some beef on this offensive line. It's a group that is low in numbers, but strong in their heart and their will, as this is a great run up the middle, nearly popped it for a touchdown. Haselwanter, he wants the end zone.
Yeah, another great run, inside run, and then a game or touchdown saving tackle here by the safety number 2, Suleiman Karamoko. That's not easy to tackle Hazelhut in the open field like that.
So don't sell yourself short there, Lawrence. That was perfect. Perfect. 2nd down and 2, Raiders. Zone read handoff and punishing into the 3-yard line area. Hasselvanter again ran right into the chest of Digan Gomez. Kanchaga. Boom. First down and goal. Raiders on the move. Snap. Hand. Too many Musketeers. Return to sender there. Thrown out by Baptiste Pollier.
So to me, it looks like it took the Raiders Tirol 2 drives to get used to the Paris Musketeers physicality, but now they accepted it, and now I think it's very important that they finish this drive with 6 points, not only 3.
Watch out for Schneider, slot left. He could leak out to the bottom of your screen. Shotgun snap. Instead, he went on a post. Krajewski sacked! Down he goes. Tracked down by Roderick Daniels.
Yeah, and that was a big problem for the O-line last week against Frankfurt Galaxy already. Krajewski maybe holding onto the ball a little too long here, and then that's the worst thing that can happen on 2nd and goal. Big sack.
Roderick Daniels, an import from the United States, with a celebration as the first quarter is flying by with these teams. This is 17 yards for 6 and incomplete. Passing the intended target. And that's one spot on a flag route. I just don't see much of a chance for Tirol to hit that one. It took the chance anyway. It's 4th down and goal.
It did look like he had a step on his defender, Lorenzo Bassi here, but Krajewski cannot put those go balls into a spot where the receivers can make a play yet.
So this will be a 27-yard field goal attempt. Snap, kick towards the construction, and good. Raiders on the board at 27 seconds left in the first. And high fives from everybody, as that one was hit perfectly by Jonathan Loria. Another great angle.
Yeah, that's a great angle, and we talked about it before the game, Joff. I love how that stadium is just built in the middle of Paris, in between regular apartments. I think that gives this stadium its own charm.
We talked about Deegan Kachunga. He was brought in week 3 of the season, played at Kennesaw State. That's the Owls of Kennesaw State under Musketeers head coach Mark Mattioli. Former Musketeers head coach, of course, is Jack Del Rio, is the man in charge here on this beautiful Saturday evening. 80 degrees at Stade Bauer. Kick away. Returnable. Mitchell from the 5. Has good blocking, and he takes a seat at the 30. Jasper Juma on the tackle. "27 degrees Celsius. For you folks watching in Europe, All right, Magic Zach has 4 potential targets as wide receivers. Bafunda flanks his left hip. Chest high snap. Rifles left. Makes it look easy. Mitchell's got 12.
Makes it look really easy. Comeback route here by Austin Mitchell on the left side. Great rhythm throw by Magic Zach. Easy first down for the Musketeers.
Doesn't it look like he's comfortable, Lawrence?
Absolutely. I totally agree. As comfortable as he has been so far, and I think that was the last play of the first quarter.
Indeed it is. A first quarter that went by in a hurry. Lots of rushing the football. And it feels like with Raiders, they're a team that can't allow the opposition to jump out too far in front. They've got to keep it a close game throughout, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's never a good feeling as an offense to come off a game where you scored 5 points and 2 of them were safety by your defense. So I really, I think it would have done something to the offense if they could have punched that ball in here. But nevertheless, 3 points is a good start. Now let's try to keep the Paris Musketeers out of the end zone and then get your first touchdown of the game in the second quarter. I think that's very important.
Second quarter coming up next. Back here at Stade Bauer, it's the second quarter. We've switched sides. Jeff Haxton and Lawrence Regular with you. Lawrence with all of his years in European football, and a little ground and pound for Paris with Bofunda over the left. Make it right side, following his block there from Nathan Darrable. Bofunda coming in 130 yards. He's approaching 150 yards, 37 rushes for the guy that's number 1 on the depth chart, and he's in motion hard, right to left, and going to take a swing pass that's a little too high. And I think that was because of the pressure that came off the edge, Lawrence.
Yeah, he timed that blitz perfectly, and I think that's one thing I really like so far about the Raiders Tirol defense. They're really flying to the football. If it's tackling, if it's now like putting pressure on Zach Edwards, they accept the physicality, and that will definitely help their offense if they can get the Paris Musketeers here off the field early in the second quarter.
Magic Zach, that visor, leading his troops to the 45 for a 3rd and 7. Got to get it to the 48 of Tirol. He's got time. With a hitch, he slips up the middle. There he goes. Look at the strides for Magic Zach. The ball comes out. Who's got it? Tirol thinks they've got it. And they do.
Wow. First of all, what a run by Magic Zach here through the middle. And then I think it's Tim Unger, the defensive captain, who punches out the ball, and Jan Meyerhofer, the safety, is there, says thank you. And that's exactly the turnover the Raiders Tirol needed. What a play by Tim Unger here.
My goodness, Edwards had such a huge chunk of yardage. He looked fleet of foot, and then you're right, the captain never giving up. Tim Unger, the captain of the German national team, says he's a phenomenal leader, phenomenal person. He's won German bowls, and that shows the heart of a champion right there to punch that ball free from Magic Zach, who has had trouble with the turnovers. 3 interceptions against Munich last week, and back to rough and tumble football as that is a handoff to Bonatti.
A good run over the left side. One last thing to this run. Joff, we talked about Zach Edwards needing to slide every now and then. I think that was the perfect example. If he goes down there, he was way beyond the first down, puts his offense in great shape. He decides to go for a couple more yards, loses the ball, loses possession.
Krajewski. Handoff, Bonatti stripping through defenders and a stiff arm to boot. A little extra pop, but Kalani immediately holding on to Bonatti there, showing good sportsmanship. Just want to make sure he was out of bounds.
Yeah, and I do like the Raiders' game plan so far. They got back to what they were really good the last couple of years, and that was always running the football. Hard, tough running. Good stiff arm here by Bonatti against Jamalcolm Liggins. And if they can establish their run like that, it's going to be hard for Paris Musketeers to stop them.
Krajewski, zone read, blocking. Huge holes. The Raiders starting to open up this defensive line that's a strength for Paris. It's a first down.
Yeah, why change if it works, Joff, right? Nice run again over the left side. And it seems like the Raiders have found their rhythm.
You know, they were following Solly Puustinen. He's a Finn. What do you know about Finland football players?
They're huge. That's the one thing I know about them.
Oh, they're huge. Yeah. Easy way to put it as that ball zings through the intended target. Krajewski had some massive heat on that one and just right through the midst of Felix Kanter.
That's one of the worst feelings as a receiver. A ball you know you should have caught and it goes right between your hands, and then if you even like punch it up in the air, you're like, oh, hopefully no one behind me is there for the interception. So lucky break here for the Raiders Tirol.
Here's the scouting report on Solly Puustinen, the tackle. As it's a surge up the middle. Halsevanter up the middle. It is quiet and beast. What about Max Kessler, offensive coordinator? Played in Vienna for years, understands offensive strategy in Europe, co-OC in Paris. What does he bring here in this situation?
I wouldn't be surprised if he runs the ball, but it doesn't look like it. Krajewski finds Marco Schneider for the first time.
Go ahead and give it to him. Touchdown! Raiders take their first lead.
Okay, that came unexpected, Joff. But that's the one thing you said about Marco Schneider. If he has the ball in his hands, he's an electric playmaker. Little out route here, and then he's faster than everyone. Gets the sideline, and he's gone untouched. First touchdown of the day for the Raiders Tirol.
His first touchdown of the season, and man, the Raiders are playing their style of football after falling behind 7-0. This to make it 10-7 Tirol. And Loria strikes it true. So that's a little bit, I think, of what we're seeing here, Lawrence. I'm going to lull you to sleep, right? Zone read, zone read, zone read, and then pop. Here's a pass to the edge.
Exactly. And Marcus Schneider hasn't really, I think he didn't even get targeted in the first quarter yet. Goes in motion here before the play, and then he kind of gets lost out there. And then, just like you said, he's electric with the ball in his hands. He's fast, he's quick. Grajewski finds it on a short pass, and he does the rest. And I like that. You talked about Max Kressler right before that play, and he was in Paris, so he knows all those guys. He knows how physical they are, but I think he also knows some of their weaknesses. And so far, I like what he dialed up for that game plan so far.
For Krajewski, he's nearing 700 yards this season, his 5th touchdown pass. And approaching 65 completions. Coming into today, 58% with a 112 QB rating. This ball is struck nicely. Lots of boot on that one over Mitchell's head. And we'll bring it out to start this drive. Okay, take me into the Paris huddle now. We're going to call you Coach Lawrence Regler. Lawrence, what does Paris have to do?
I think they just have to keep playing their football. It was an unlucky break when Zach Edwards was just fumbled the ball, but nevertheless they moved the ball. They spread the ball around, so I think they just have to keep going, find their rhythm again, maybe hand off the ball 1 or 2 more times. But I like what I've seen so far from the Paris Musketeers on offense.
So we start at the 35. Trips left for Zach Edwards. Going to bring some blocking help possibly with Mitchell into the backfield. Edwards looking left. Shuffles, jump pass, caught. Moore, almost gone. Across the 50 to the 47-yard line. That was almost 6 for Dosso.
Yeah, the Raiders can bring some pressure. Zach Edwards has to step up in the pocket, but then finds Hassan Dosso for the first time. A very, very good young homegrown receiver for the Paris Musketeers. And like you said, that was really close to being gone.
That's Dosso's 10th reception of the season. He's over 200 yards. First down and 10 into Raiders territory. Empty backfield for Edwards. He wants it all. Deep down the middle, left side, incomplete for Dosso.
Yeah, the cameraman kind of left us hanging there because all I saw was Hugo take it up, putting up his hands like a touchdown signal, but Dosso could not come up with the ball here.
Yeah, you're right, Tekadev. He was saying, touchdown, baby, just out in front.
Slipped through his hands. I think he could have caught that one. That would have been a big play for the Paris Musketeers.
Mato Beglarian was the man in coverage, trying to hold on from that safety position. Second down and 10. Fake the handoff, hit Tekadev. He sits down.
But I know how it looks to you, Jeff, but to me, I don't feel like Zach Edwards is too concerned with the fumble on the previous drive. He just goes out there, keeps dealing the ball. I mean, yes, he could have hit Dosso here, but I also think Dosso could have made that play. And then he just goes back to dealing the ball. I like that.
This is third down and a short 2 from just inside the 40 of Raiders. Edwards wants to pass. Checking down. Now he runs it. Flag in. He's not going to make the yardage, and he just flips it out of bounds. As that was terrific defense from Tirol all the way around. Possibly a hold coming here. We'll see. Could be a defensive hold as well. I'm interested.
Holding, offense number 78, 10-yard penalty, replay third down.
spotter, Perry Haxton, had that one nailed. He said Max Gay was the guilty party, and a fairly easy call.
Yeah, the moment Zach Edwards tries to get out of the pocket to the right, he holds on to the jersey a little bit too long. And now the question, yes, because it would have been 4th and 2, but the Raiders accept the penalty, so now it's 3rd and long. But Zach has shown that he has those distances in his arm to gain a new first down.
4 wideouts and back it up to now 3rd and 12, a massive difference. Magic Zach, pocket collapses, shrugs off one, throws, caught. This is big yardage. 25, Mitchell, 20, steps through down to the 18-yard line.
What a play by Magic Zach, and that's exactly why he has that nickname. You know, already tucked the ball away, but then finds Mitchell on the run to the left. That's not an easy throw to make, and Mitchell gains the first down.
Yeah, look out. We've got us a football game on our hands now here in Paris, France. The EFA Week 5. Move those sticks for the Musketeers to the 18. That's where the nose of the pigskin is, and you can already see it's a warm day. Some of these defenders, some of these players, hands on hips. First down and 10. Edwards pulls it down and runs again, covering up both ends of the ball. This time he's down at the 12.
Empty backfield for Zach Edwards. Can't find anyone, but that's what makes him so hard
Holding
to defend as well.
Offense number 66, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Another tough penalty bites Paris. You can hear some of the chatter from the sidelines. That one will just look like a wipeout situation. Jordan Spasjovic Moko over there on that left tackle position. Looked like he just pancaked his man down to the ground, and I think that was the argument. 1st and 20. Couple of spin moves, picks up 5.
Yeah, first time we
Kanda.
see Nicolas Kanda exactly running with the ball today. Through the middle, but like I said before, I like how the Raiders Tirol are flying to the ball. Their defense is really stout so far, keeping the Paris Musketeers run game in check.
Musketeers scored first. Tirol, 10 unanswered. 2nd down and long. Edwards with the cannon. Good coverage. Doso saying, give me a flag. I'm not sure if he earned it or not. That was Milan Fabi, who was running hip to hip, but there is a flag down. Maybe he got him when he came out of his break. Yeah.
Holding, defense number 14, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So, Lawrence, this is what happens here. At the end of the play, it looked like good coverage. Well, that's because he held it coming out of his break.
Yeah, you can see it here. He runs a nice little bag post, and the moment he crosses Fabi's face, Fabi puts his hands on him and slows him down. And I agree with that flag, because otherwise Dosso would have been in the perfect position to catch that ball for a touchdown.
Coach John Booker, general manager, offensive coordinator, very high on number 8, Dosso. It's 1st and 10, a design quarterback draw. The middle is open for Edwards for about 7. This is a punishing drive that's starting to weigh on Tirol.
Yeah, long drive for the Paris Musketeers here, controlling the clock and mixing it up. Good mix between run and pass here. even though the most runs came from Stade Edwards himself.
Jakob Scheuker leading the charge for Raiders. They're in the silver, white, and black. Paris in the all-navy. Paris 2-1. Raiders 0-3. 4 wide receivers for Zach Edwards. Zipped over the middle high.
Trying to connect here with Hugo Tekedam for his second touchdown of the day. He has a little seam over the middle. Tough catch, but I know he wants that one back because that was right between his hands.
That throw reminded me of Dan Marino. That thing was moving. Tekedam just couldn't quite get his hands up. Watch on that left side. Moko's a massive addition to this offensive line. He played at Texas A&M and Cal Berkeley. That pass nearly intercepted down at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he had the time again, and then trying. Oh, lucky break here for the Paris Musketeers, trying to hit Austin Mitchell on a drag route, and then Fabi almost comes up with the interception.
Yeah, Liam Ward was in the vicinity, but it was not intended for him. So the Tirol defense bends but does not break. And now Dean Faithful will try a field goal. Snap, kick. And inside that upright on the right of your screen, we've got a tie ball game. Dean Faithful nails it. Tied at 10. A 30-yarder. Here at Stade Bauer, you'll be able to sit in those stands here in the near future. It's all under construction there. Lawrence, who has the momentum?
I was just thinking about that because I feel like the Paris Musketeers thought that it would be an easier game for them. Because if you go against an 0-3 team who's traveling to your home stadium, you kind of want to set a standard. But so far, I really do like what the Raiders Tirol are doing, and they're going to start their next drive with another great field position because that kick went out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down, Tirol.
Thank you, Mr. Parsons. All right, so this Paris defense, it's been described as one of the strongest in the EFA. What do they need to take away right now from Raiders?
I think they need to stop the run. I think that's the most important part. I know they're missing one of their top safeties. My defensive player of the year so far, in Yannick Guadfel, number 10. He got injured against the Ravens last week. But so far, they cannot stop the run. And here, once again, Hazelvander almost slips through, but then a great tackle by Litivov. Big number 99.
Strength in those hands.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Litvinoff. I mean, first off, you're trying to tackle a guy that you really probably don't want to stand in front of. It hits you right in the chest. But the hands get the jersey and set him down. 2nd down and 8. Three down defensive linemen. It's a 5-man front here for Paris. High snap. Athletic play just to get it. It's going to be a first down and more. Oh, my. Sprinting up the left sideline there is Lucas Halsvanter.
Yeah, and then once again, zone read to the left, high snap rate. Yeah, great awareness here by the quarterback to get the ball down, and then big play by Haselwanta. And one thing I really do like for the Raiders Tirol as well is they're not forcing the ball to the American, because it kind of seemed like that the last couple of weeks. Carter, the new American import, does not have a catch yet for the Raiders Tirol.
Tobias Rodlower had the block of the game so far, as it's a bubble screen. Get it in Carter's hands, and you see the electricity.
And just as I mentioned it, he gets his first target. And yeah, that's easy pitch and catch here. Nice yards, good blocking. Gets the playbook open.
So you see all this construction going on. The games were lucky enough here at Stade Bauer. They can continue, but it's all in a renovation. The stand should be done in September, and the other side renovated completely by 2029. Krajewski carrying it like a loaf of bread, but huge chunks of yards down to the 18.
That's a side of his game that we haven't seen too many times this season. Tries to pull the ball here, short little pass, but then jukes a defender and gains great yards for a new first down. I'm impressed so far by his game today.
And he's one of those guys you don't even write down his rushing yards, because he doesn't have hardly any. It's usually all about winging it. First down and 10, 18-yard line of Paris. It's clogged up.
Yeah, and with 4 minutes left to play in the second quarter, it feels like the Paris Musketeers finally understood that they want to run behind big Rodlauer on the left side of this offensive line.
That was a pickup of nothing. We saw Kachanga go low. He was the low man, so he won. And that individual battle. Second down and 10 in a tie game. Caught. 13, 12, 11-yard line. And that's that dependable target right there, Lorenzo Bassi.
Yeah. That was actually the play the Raiders scored with. It was again Marco Schneider in motion, and then a quick out to the right this time, but now this time he chose Bassi on the crossing route to get into a manageable 3rd and 3.
That's a large third down coming up here for both sides. That halftime momentum hanging in the balance. Look at the big man in motion. They're going to flip it to the right side, and it's blown up. Lowe blows it up in the backfield. Schneider goes rolling, and a flag went up. This may change everything.
Well, first of all, a great play by Lowe here, disrupting the run, and then I think we didn't see it in that slow-mo, but I think there was a unnecessary roughness after the play against Marcus Schneider, and that would give the Raiders a huge new set of downs.
Oh, man, you know what this is? The second guy got caught. The second guy got caught. For Paris, Kevin Querido Diaz was standing there. He took a shot from Schneider and retaliated, and then Schneider went rolling around on the field, and that's what the referee saw. That's just a guess, Lawrence.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 29. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
That is so big. Let's see if we can see it here. Marcus Schneider in the middle, number 4, with a physical block. He
There's
pushes
the first
number
push
29.
from Yes, Schneider pushes first, But what happens every time, Lawrence? It's who reacts.
But that's
Oh,
coaches
first
tell
and
you all the
goal.
time. Don't be the second guy. Tough
Don't
break
be
for the
second
Musketeers.
guy. Play action. Fired into the corner to the shadows. Nobody home.
And that looked like a missed opportunity to me because I think Carter had a step on his defender here. Yeah.
There's something in his mind. Look at the size of this offensive line. We talked about it. There are some large individuals. And by the way, I mentioned that Otto Belli was out hurt. I think he's out there. So, yeah, he's big 79 there. And then I mentioned Krajinovic, who's out there at 6'8", 340. These are big dudes. Hand off for 2 or 3 over the right guard. Hand it off to Bonatti. Now it feels like the Raiders are content to just kind of go as slow as they want. Run that clock down.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they take it to the 2-minute warning here and then talk about what they want to do on this big third down here.
Take it all the way down to the 2-minute warning. There it is. What a competitive ball game. And I like this because I really think that when we get a decision, it'll be who plays their style the best, who has executed their game more. If Paris is able to get space, if they're able to do things offensively and hit their skill players, they're going to win. If Tirol keeps it in the trenches, in between the hash marks, and then pops a couple of passes on them, keeps that time of possession rolling, they're going to win. And at this point, we have no idea who's got the advantage there. It's almost dead even.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I don't know if we'll get the stats at halftime, but I think time of possession is a huge factor, what you just mentioned. Because to me, it feels like the Raiders Tirol have almost twice as much as the Paris Musketeers.
And that would definitely bode for just the feeling of this game because of those zone reads, because of how much the time runs. They've been able to dictate that with their TOP, time of possession. And Paris, they need a big play here. They need to jar the ball free. They need to step in front of a slant. Take it to the house. Tirol, they want 6. Musketeer fans making noise here on this warm Saturday. Tirol's played the toughest schedule in the EFA. 0-3. Here we go. Man in motion, sprint left. Krajewski steps, tucks, cuts, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Raiders!
What an effort by the quarterback, Steven Krajewski here. Wow, it could look like he was stopped already, but then kept turning his legs and somehow finished with the ball over the goal line. Let's see if his knee was up. Yes, it looks like that touchdown will stand.
Krajewski putting this team on his back. I think we'll probably get a review of this coming up.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
I thought I heard one of the referees say something about short. Maybe they have that knee down. Boy, that would change the complexity of everything here in the waning moments of this competitive first half. We want to give a shout out to the EFA semifinals. We're going to call it the Big Four. Again, This is all new, folks. This is the first year for the EFA, so we got to catch you up on what's happening. It's their version, our version, the EFA's version of the Final Four, August 15th through the 16th in Frankfurt, and then we'll crown a champion. While we have this time, out of those teams, who's impressed you the most?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think so far, for me, it's the Munich Ravens. Because if I look at the Nordic Storm schedule so far, yes, they are 3-0 as well, but they played the Prague Lions twice already. The Munich Ravens went to Paris last week, made a statement win, and they have so many weapons on offense. So the Munich Ravens, they look as sharp as no other team in this league to me.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like a touchdown to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was that extra second, third effort to keep the ball tucked so it didn't get punched and get it across the goal line. Of course, all you have to do is pierce that white line with the pigskin and you're in. Loria is waiting on the extra point. Now, the good news for Paris, with the way their offense operates, they can go back and score with a minute 52.
Yes, and they do get the ball starting the second half, so that could be a quick turnaround for the Paris Musketeers.
Yeah, might change this entire game. Loria, with a little twist of the hips, sweeps the leg. It is perfect. 17-10. That's 17 unanswered for Raiders. Headbutts all around, and here's the effort.
Yeah, one more time. It kind of looked like he was stopped there, but then kept turning, and that's great awareness by Grajewski, knowing where the goal line is, putting his hand out there, and holding the ball over the goal line.
Yeah, he knew it was in. This is a nice effort by Kachanga, but he's kind of by himself trying to wrestle down the quarterback. Oh, look at this view. I'll tell you, these games take you right on to the field, man. It is beautiful to watch that angle. Touchdown Tirol. Thank you to our camera crew. And Giannis, our producer, and Jason in the States. This is Mitchell. Clipped down. Looked like a shot to the hip at the 30-yard line. That's where Paris will take over. Okay, 2-minute drill. Lawrence, give it to me. What's got to happen?
I think as the Paris Musketeers, you have all three. I mean, the graphic says 2 timeouts. Yeah, they took 1 timeout in the first quarter on that 4th down where they decided to punt it then. So you have 2 timeouts, 1:48. You don't want the Raiders to get the ball one more time. So I think you can take your time here. Also run the ball. Don't need to go out of bounds. And then maybe speed it up once you're inside 1 minute. Or you can take a shot on the first down.
That was one way to go about it. Looking for Mitchell, who's been a huge part of this first half, but he was bracketed by defenders. It was almost like Tirol knew what they were looking at right there. It was Jonas Fuschelberger down on the field. Team made up of Austrians, a few Italians, a few Finns, of course a few Americans for Raiders Tirol. They've been around since 1992. 2nd down and 10, incomplete.
Yeah.
That's one of those.
And now
ones. There's so.
Go ahead.
It's just there's so much going on. You just keep playing the play. I interrupted you, Lawrence. Go ahead.
No, I think that's the worst outcome for the first 2 plays of a 2-minute drill, because you take a deep shot and then a screen to maybe get a couple yards and get the clock running, and it just slips through the hands of the receiver, and now you're caught on 3rd and 10 with 1:39 left. Now you do have to pass the ball, most likely, and if you don't get it, you give the Raiders Tirol plenty of time to get on the scoreboard one more time themselves.
Exactly, and they've got all those timeouts left. That means they can still have the threat of running the football. Edwards is over talking with the offensive minds. There's Moko, we mentioned him. They've been able to bottle up Bofunda. Looks like Paris is going to burn a timeout.
Second team timeout, Paris. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, and now speaking of momentum, Geoff, I think the momentum right now definitely is on the side of the Raiders Tirol.
So with Raiders, at this point in the season, do you ever get the feeling, again, it's a 16 league, 4 teams are going to make the playoff. Do you ever get the feeling that there's this early that it's a must-win type situation?
I mean, you want to steal one game against Paris or Frankfurt, and you definitely have to win against Prague, and then you're definitely in the mix of those 4 teams. So it is kind of like a must-win, but I feel like they don't play like it. They just play like they're happy with the progress they made over the season so far, and even though they couldn't win the game yet, they still believe, and it shows today. And I'm really impressed by how they showed up here in Paris.
They bring a linebacker blitz. Edwards feels that heat, trying to tear through defenders, stays on his feet, and goes down. There was a temptation for him to let that ball go, but he had a situation like that last week where he threw an interception. So this time he has to eat it, and now Raiders will take a timeout.
Yeah, same blitz on the defensive side. Oh, he thought about tossing the ball down the field, and I think it's for the better that he didn't.
Yeah, that's a Raiders timeout. Okay. With Paris. Still looking to define the identity, you think? Like exactly
it looks like
what
that
it is.
to
I mean,
me.
I know what they want it to be, but are they still trying to define that?
Yeah, somehow they can't get it on the field today, and last week neither. If you think about it, they lost 41-7 last week against the Munich Ravens, and that one touchdown was a blocked punt. So offense is really struggling for the Paris Musketeers.
Faithful back to punt. Perfect snap. Little heat. Hear the thump. Driving kick is a beauty. That is huge by Dean Faithful to get that ball inside the 20-yard line. Even with a bounce for Tirol, that is sensational.
Yeah, the returner somewhat looked like he didn't know what to do. To either fair catch it, try to return it, then backed out of catching it at all last second, and then got lucky with the bounce. But I agree, great punt by Dean Faithful here to flip the field.
You know, one thing you were talking about with Tirol, this echoed in my mind. And hearing from the administrators, the general manager, the coach. I mean, they've got guys that are full-time lawyers pursuing a degree in physics. These guys have real jobs, most of them, and then throw on the pads. That's just got to spur maturity. As we've got a throwback, I think they maybe wanted to set that up for a pass and take a shot, but it does not work out. Driven backwards, Halsvanter.
Yeah. Trying to get Haselwanter here outside of the tackle box, but once again, I don't like Krajewski's ball placement here. Because if it was a double pass, yeah, then Haselwanter would have needed to be a little more back. But if it was a design screen, then that ball should be out in front of him.
Now you're down to 40 seconds, and I don't think you'll see much here. Here we go. Krajewski rears back, throws a dime to Carter down at the 31-yard line, but he stays in bounds. Now Raiders will have to take a timeout if they want to try and get something out of this.
Good route here by Carter. As you said, he tries to get out of bounds, but Jamalcom Liggins with a good open field tackle keeps it in bounds, makes the Raiders burn a timeout.
Our referee has struggled with the on-off switch. You can hear him breathing hard. Now, I want to say this. I would be breathing just as hard, but he has the on-off placement has a bit of challenge.
It almost seems like we're waiting if we can hear him or not, or if we just got to focus on lip reading.
Which our camera work is so good, we could probably read lips there.
I agree.
Jack Del Rio, biggest name to coach in Europe. He wants his team to not give up any points here. He's the head coach of the Musketeers, 4 down defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. Krajewski accepts. Not much there. Just lobbing it out of bounds. Platzkummer brings it in. Austrian, 31 years old.
Yeah, and he's that one of those mentioned lawyers, Adrian Platzkummer, offensive captain. Not the easiest catch here. Another short pitching catch. That was a tough catch, but yeah, they keep moving the ball. And maybe, I think now with 22 seconds left, the goal is to get into field goal range.
Roll out right. Krajewski. Oh, might have thrown a pick. Might have thrown a pick. Kalani. I think he stuck the feet. Let's take a look.
Wow. Great body control by Ami Kilani here. I don't know what Krajewski saw there or who he saw, but that could flip the switch 16 seconds before halftime.
Yeah, the scouting report on Kalani is they're going to call it an incomplete pass. Nose for the ball, big plays, right place, right time. All of those things came in. Must have had a heel on the paints. So it's 3rd and 4. Blitz coming from the safety. Flag comes flying in, and the throw is out of bounds. Schneider hit the deck again. Oh, boy. What's this flag? Okay, 4th down, illegal formation, and he just turned it on when he didn't want to.
But there again,
yeah, that was
it seems like Schneider had a step on Kilani, and the ball placement is just not good.
You know what also happens there is it sends a message. Kalani last time, right? Kalani went up and climbed the ladder and brought that ball in.
Exactly.
Krajewski saying, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to risk a turnover. Time's a punt for Jonathan Loria. Rugby style, line drive. And picked up by Mitchell. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40.
Oh, I think he's gone.
Open. Adios. Touchdown, Musketeers. But I hear whistles.
We hear a lot of whistles. That could be because there's laundry on the field.
Oh, man. That was a nightmare for Raiders. A one-hopper. And once he got here, it was see ya. And I have no idea what happened.
All I saw was that first down call, so that seemed like a penalty against the Paris Musketeers. I didn't see a hold or a block in the back while watching the replay of the return, but it seems like the refs did.
Jack Del Rio might have just said, hey, let's take one shot. Let's take one shot at this. Here we go. Maybe we can get an explanation. I think he just said that's the end of the first half. Yep. Reading lips. That's the end of the first half. Raiders fall behind early. 17 unanswered. And Paris will head to the locker room to make adjustments.
Yeah, they need to find their rhythm on offense, Joff.
17-10. It wasn't all unanswered because you had that field goal from Paris, but 17-10 is your halftime score. When the third quarter comes, we will come back to you live at Stade Bauer Stadium, week 5 of the EFA. Good game. I'm going to put my headset down and I'll be right with you.
Yeah.
You ready?
Hey. Let's go. Back. I'm at my prime. I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah. I'm at my prime. Whoa.
Prêt? Vous êtes trois? Ok, il doit être ici. Il doit être ici maintenant.
Halftime is in the books, and we're underway for quarter number 3, and that ball's going to actually hop by Mitchell. So that's a live ball. He's got to go back and pick it up, and now he'll try to use his athleticism, but it's a gang tackle at the 10-yard line. Mitchell just misplayed the velocity and height of that ball, and that's going to give Paris not good starting field position. Jean-Alphonse was able to get in there for, let's see, actually, that was Jasper Duma who was able to make that tackle. So start this drive at the 11-yard line for Magic Zach, who's got a touchdown pass today. Started hot. He's going to try to get some of that back here going. Bafunda, off tackle, slides on his stomach out to around the 17-yard line. I hear whistles, and we may have a flag.
Yeah, that's a good start for the Paris Musketeers offense. Let's see if that run holds, or if they actually call a holding here. You see it on the right side of your screen. Double team. Yeah, that call stands no penalty on this play, and I think that's one thing they have to get back to, the Paris Musketeers, just running the football and controlling the clock.
Yeah, give a different look for these Raiders defenders. Look how stacked the box is on this play. They want to bring heat. It's picked up, spiked over the middle at the 20-yard line. Bafunda, the intended target. You know, that's interesting. Bafunda, he can catch the ball, but he doesn't have many receptions this year. Only 3.
Yeah, little anger route here by Bafunda out of the backfield, but good pressure by the Raiders defense again. They dialed up a blitz once again over the left side, came unblocked, and was tough to complete the pass for Zach Edwards here.
This is a fun battle to watch in the trenches. It's easy to watch the ball. If you like that physical football, what's going on in the trench warfare. Quick little pop route to the right side. Mitchell dropped down, nowhere close to the yardage he needed. First Raiders defender there was Mato Beglarian, and now, gosh, you hope Mitchell's okay.
That is not a good sight at all.
Austin Mitchell, number 1 in the league. He had an ineligible receiver downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense number 78. Penalties declined. The result of the play is 4th down. Officials timeout for an injured player.
Mitchell, number 1 in the EFA in kick return yards with 382. We're trying to get blockers set up in front of him, but they're late to the occasion, Lawrence.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the reason why he decided to go outside, and then an awkward tackle here. I think his leg gets, oh yeah, you can see it there. His leg gets caught under the defender, and that does not look good at all.
Oh boy, this is really bad news. Jaron Wilson was the man that was making the tackle and not trying to do anything intentionally. He's trying to get him to the ground, but it looks like this could be severe.
fait comme ça. Non, c'est moi qui ai fait. Le gars, elle est comme ça. Oui, c'est fracture. C'est la remise là. C'est fracture interne.
Okay, let's step aside here while they tend to Austin Mitchell, because this looks like it could be of a serious nature as that foot got dragged behind. Yeah, you can see the reaction there. It's of dismay. Unfortunately, this is part of the game. It's probably the worst part of the game. We'll step aside here for a moment while they tend to Austin Mitchell and come back with more. We're just a minute into the third quarter. Stay with us here. You're watching Week 5 of the EFA.
Tu l'as pas toi? Tu l'as pas toi?
Again, folks, we hate to bring you bad news, and we see an entire team and a brotherhood coming around one of your downed players, one of your downed brothers. You know that it's serious. Just kind of wanted to honor the moment there of what's going on with Mitchell. And every one of those guys in navy blue and red got around him there. If you're just popping on your YouTube, just a really, really tragic situation with Austin Mitchell. It was a lower extremity issue, but anytime you start seeing air casts, and we can't speculate, but you know, Lawrence, it's bad.
Yeah, it looked bad. You see the whole team on a knee praying for him already. Wish him all the best. Great player, great guy. Yeah, and I just hope sometimes those injuries in game, they can set some sort of energy free for the Paris Musketeers, you know, because now you got like a reason. You're like, okay, we're doing it for him. We're doing it for him. We want to win this game, and I hope, yeah, I hope he'll be all right.
Oh. And now the big challenge is taking your mind off what happened, and that can affect the other side too, right? I mean, you're all out there in an equal battle.
Exactly.
And even if you're from Raiders, that can shake you up a little bit. It'll be punting time on 4th down and 5 for Paris. Low snap. This is trouble. Faithful trying to get out of there and get something gone. Oh, it's a tremendous job. There is a flag down, but Faithful, my gosh, what a punt! A juggling act. He's straight out of the circus. He got it down inside the 30 on a toss kick.
Wow, what a punt. I think the penalty will be against the Paris Musketeers because there was too many players downfield by the time he punted, but that was an impressive special teams play by the Musketeers.
Low snap. Good call, Lawrence. Lawrence regular with the call there. Here we go. Let's see this again. Whoop.
Ineligible receiver downfield, kicking team number 45. 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
Okay. That was tremendous. That ends up being, like a 45-yard punt. And what I love the most about it is he kind of tossed it out in front of him. And, you know, we've all seen those bloopers where a guy tosses the ball and tries to kick it, sometimes misses it. Well, what a veteran move that was. Try it again. Dean Faithful, 39 years old. Better snap, quicker kick. Not as good of a kick, but a huge Paris bounce is going to get it into Raiders territory at the 42-yard line. So it'll be the first offensive possession for Raiders Tirol. A 17-10 advantage. Low snap. Stacked up. Nothing doing. Snap threw that off from the start. Big Elton Mendez Correa, the defensive tackle, gets the stop.
Yeah, once again, trouble with the snap, this time a low snap, and then Grajewski doesn't have a chance to hand the ball off, tries to gain some yards by himself.
Mendez Correa, Frenchman defensive tackle. 25 years of age. Lost one. Second down and 11 with trips right. A high snap this time. Zone read. Nice seam. Ramming his way near the yard to gain. But not T.
Yeah, great run once again over the left side, and it feels like, or you can tell they've emphasized that all week. They want to establish their run. They did that in the first half, and they just keep doing that in the second half. Great run to a manageable third down here now.
Yeah, Stanley Zaregby there for Paris just got kicked out. 3 minutes into the third quarter. Raiders, time of possession, a massive advantage. This is a tight formation here on third and short. Handoff, first down, 45, 43-yard line.
Bonatti again here with a run through the middle. And I like the fact that they just keep sticking to the game plan. And you see the offensive lineman, number 79 here, being fired up about the positive run here. Good first down, good block by him. And they keep controlling the clock with that game plan.
Ilan Barbaras on the tackle. He's third in the EFA in tackles with 20. He has 1 sack this season as a Mike linebacker. In the pocket. Thrown high for Schneider, who's not the biggest guy. Karamoko. He's over there on the coverage on the far side boundary.
Yeah. 1st and 10 call here. They try to go through the air once again, faked a little screen to the American Carter, and then tried to hit one of the receivers downfield, but nothing by the Paris Musketeers.
Saw Krajinovic there, 61. Western Kentucky ran for 5,000, well, a total of 5,920 yards. He was captaining their offensive line for it was actually Western Carolina, the Catamounts. This play goes nowhere. It's Barbaras again on the tackle. Sideline to sideline, tone setter, hard hitter. Played in Canada University level with the McGill Redbirds. There's those strong hands again. Oh, a big third down and 10. It's in Paris territory. Play clock is winding down to 3. Snap. He's sacked all the way back at midfield. The pocket collapsed. The coverage was perfect. And nowhere to go for Krajewski.
Yeah. 4-man rush, but that's enough to get to the quarterback. And we got the first sack of the day for the Paris Musketeers on a crucial third down.
Brought the boom there. It's 4th down and 17. So punting time. High snap. Laureate goes up to get it. Sends it straight down the center of the field. Oh, man, that thing sat like a vintage Tiger Woods sand wedge. Great punt down deep into the territory to the 11-yard line. All right, this feels like the drive now for Paris. They've got, of course, almost 90 yards to work with. But this feels like the drive they need to get it going. They need to light a fire.
Yeah, I agree, Jeff.
Four receivers to choose from. Zach Edwards fakes the handoff. Gets the completion for 4. Standing in there was Tekadev. Remember, no Mitchell. And Mitchell was featured thoroughly in this game until he went out with injury.
Yeah. Short pass here to Hugo Tekadam, who scored the first and only touchdown so far. And then the first time we saw Trey Rucker, the new safety import for the Raiders Tirol, in action today.
Yeah, picked up. This is debut, number 9 in the silver, white, and black. Played at Oklahoma State University. This is a designed quarterback keep and a first down for Magic Zach Edwards, who actually delivered the hit there to one of the Tirol defenders. Rolling over on his shoulder there, hurt his precious Ogbavon.
Got caught in between a couple of guys here. And Trey Rucker was it again who came through the hole here and made a great tackle on Zach Edwards.
Trey Rucker picked up because
officials
Colby
timeout
Hilton
for an injured player.
Has left the squad for personal reasons. And that right there, I think, is what you call having your shoulder knocked down for precious Ogbavon. Tekadem there with a little added extra words for Rucker after the play. Paris looking for win 3. Raiders looking for win 1. Zone read. Big hole. Great tackle. Rucker saved massive yards there. 8 yards over the right side for Kandar.
Yeah, and Trey Rucker really gets going here in the second half. 3 tackles in 3 plays in a row. And that was a big one to save more yards.
Yeah, textbook tackle there around the knees. Kandar played in France, Germany, Canada. Here he's got a gouge to the 44-yard line of Tirol.
Yeah, and just like that, the Paris Musketeers are away from their own end zone and moving the ball. And I like the fact that they kept going back to the run game, because in the first half, you couldn't really feel or see an identity in their offense. But now they're trying to establish the run here in the second half.
Last year with Paris, Kandar, 130 carries, 811 rush yards, and 8 touchdowns. They're trying to get him going along with Bafunda. Fake the handoff. Edwards ping-ponged around for a pickup of maybe 2. Trey Rucker in on the tackle.
Almost feels like that's a personal one-on-one battle now. Zach Edwards against Trey Rucker in that second half so far.
Yeah, Edwards is sneaky with his running ability. He's got one big fumble today where it was punched out from behind, securing the ball much better since that mistake. Let's call it 2nd down and 9 here for the Musketeers. Their first and only touchdown was the first drive of the afternoon. That's rifled to the near side and caught by Ward. 3rd and manageable upcoming. Tackle made by Jan Meyerhofer.
Yeah, first time he finds his tight end, Liam Ward here. Good, tough catch. That was not an easy catch, but like you said, makes it definitely a manageable 3rd down.
Holds the ball up for the official to see that he caught it cleanly. 3rd down and 3. As we're under 6 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter. Coaches trying to match wits for wits. Paris trying to show its offensive skill, but they've got to have space to do it. Edwards snatches the snap. Looks left. Throws right. Incomplete. Tekadem, the intended target. Coach, what do you do here? Coach Lawrence, what do you got for me?
Well, Tekadem shows he needs a break. I think it's still early in the 3rd quarter or second half. And with the way that Faithful was able to flip the field, I would punt it, but it looks like they stay on the field.
Many times coaches have books, they have situations. If it's 4th and 3 from here, go. If it's 4th and 3 from here, no. It looks like go this time unless they try to draw them off sides. And they won't. Edwards going to roll right, looking, throws. It is Complete for the first down. Ward with a spike of the football on a first down. Shows the emotion to keep the drive alive.
Second big catch on that drive for Liam Ward here. Huge play call by the Musketeers. Faking a run to the left, rolling out to the right, and he finds Ward for the first down.
Raiders by a touchdown and an extra point. Remember, this drive began at the 11-yard line of Paris as they approach midfield. Blitz coming cleanly, but it's Bafunda. He bounces. He could be gone. Streaking to the 30 and wrapped up at the 27-yard line. Jason Bafunda.
And that's the big play you needed. And the run. They try to blitz again from the side. It's unblocked again, but the run goes straight through. And that's a huge gain for the Paris Musketeers here.
Bafunda rips off big yardage and move into Tirol territory. Points the direction. This is the way we're rolling. Got a little bunch, tight formation. That might be a false start here against Paris, which would be a mistake. Could be offsides as well. We'll wait on our official.
False start. Offense number 13, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And Lawrence, these last 2 weeks, mistakes like those have really plagued Paris.
Yeah, I agree. Especially after such a big play, like you don't want to start the next first down with a false start.
So back into the 32-yard line. First down and 15, that same formation, but a man in motion and Ward. Zach Edwards, zone read, a slalom through the first line of defenders, and a good push. Gets some of the penalty yardage back.
And it almost seems like the Musketeers came together at halftime and said, hey, you see what works for the Raiders Tirol? We're going to do exactly the same, because on this drive, they're really trying to control the clock, keep moving the ball, keep trying to stay ahead of the chains. And I like that so far.
Second down and 10. Watch for Dosso to the top of your screen. He's got some space to work over there. Edwards instead goes middle and incomplete. Ward looking around for a flag. He's not going to find one. The coverage, Jan Meyerhofer, the Austrian at 25 years of age. And now you've got third down and 10. I would imagine here, Lawrence, you try to get some of this yardage, maybe not all of it, to set up a possible fourth down.
Yeah, I agree. Even though their kicking game is very solid, I think that's a third down where you plan on going for it on fourth if you don't get it.
Saw Nadjem there. He is going to be bottom of your screen. Kandar to the right of Edwards, who will drop back, set up the screen. It's caught, but at the 30-yard line, well short. Kandar came down with it, but Hobson, he was in there. Plenty of Austrians. Juma, the lead dog on this play, and what a catch by Kandar.
Just sticks one hand out and tries to get it, but then, like you said, Duma is right there to make the play. And now, it seems like 4th and 12, Jack Del Rio decides to go for the field goal.
This will be a 47-yard boot for Dean Faithful. Snap, hold, kick, blocked! Swatted out of the air! Never had enough height. The Raiders do a little dance. They've got the lead and the ball. I think that was the big right arm. Yes. Stanley Arokale, no wonder he was dancing. He was the one that got the block kick.
Yeah, we mentioned him a couple times already today. He's having a great game so far, disrupting the run game and now making his mark on special teams. What a play.
Arokale, 27-year-old Austrian, gets his team the ball back. No points for the Musketeers. And this is 2 yards up the middle. Not much running room that time for Holzwanter. 2 minutes left in this third. Raiders looking to expand on their advantage, looking for their first win of the season. The Red Company does not want to see that. Krajewski has done a good job of managing things, doing what's called for zone reads, quick outs, another zone read, and a surge near the 50. Holzwanter. All Austrian backfield.
Once again through the middle here, and it almost looked like he got stopped at the line of scrimmage, but then he just kept turning his legs and fell forward for a nice gain here on second down.
That is called a squat rack run right there. Kachanga got in to make the tackle. Now a pass. Deep. Knocked away at the last moment. Great play there by the cornerback, Jamalcolm Liggins. He was able to swat it away, or it could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, roll out to the right here, and then he somehow got his hands in there before Carter could come down with the ball. What a play by number 0, Jamalcolm Liggins here. Probably a touchdown-saving deflection.
And the situation where he gets the ball back to his team. That ball nearly was blocked. Somehow got that punt away, and it's a beauty. Caught at the 8-yard line. 15-20. And that's just good football on both sides. We do have a possible flag here. Liggins back there. Liggins could be the best cornerback in Europe. 2 years at Frankfurt. It was actually Sau who made that grab on the return. He had 7 interceptions in college. Jack Del Rio has said he could play in the NFL. He was an Eagles free agent
running into the kicker,
in 2019.
Defense number 43. 5-yard penalty. First down, Tirol.
Oh, and it's all given back on a running into the punter. Oh, what a huge play.
I mean, Jeff, you mentioned it. They almost blocked the kick, but I did not see him run into. There it is, a little contact. I don't know if I like that call, Jeff.
No, I don't like it at all. First off, he's running for his life, and Jack Del Rio hat off. Read those lips. Oh, my goodness, what a huge call. Back to work. Defensive line raises up, no gain. Despite that fall forward, it should be marked at the line of scrimmage. I'd love to get another look at that one. The guy that was on the pursuit was low. Back to the punt. This one, just too much strength for that Paris defensive line. Big bear hug given there by Zaregbe. They did give him a yard, and that's going to end the third quarter. The players will put 4 fingers in the air, some of them, because we have arrived here at Stade Bauer Stadium in Paris. Fourth quarter action coming your way next. It'll be second down and 9 for Raiders as they're looking to notch the win column here on this gorgeous Saturday. Stay with us. Time for the fourth quarter here at Stade Bauer, and it's a quick zip to the right side for good yardage. Raiders send out Marcus Schaborough. That's his first catch of the afternoon.
Yeah, quick toss to the outside here. And I like what the Raiders offense is doing so far. They try to stay ahead of the chains and most importantly stay in third and manageables to keep the ball in their hands.
Third and 2. Fake the handoff. Got the pass on the slant. Carter reaches out, moves the chains.
And that's a big play for Carter, who has not really been a factor so far. Fake handoff, and then he beats Liggins to the inside and holds on to that ball. Big first down for the Raiders Tirol here.
First down and 10. Play action. Wants it all. It's not there. Lots of hand fighting, but I think it was going both ways there, Lawrence.
Yeah, he tries to hit Lorenzo Bassi again on a downfield route here on a fade, but I don't know if that's the game plan, Joff, because so far they kept running the ball good, and yeah, defense did not bend at all so far when they tried to go deep on them.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I feel it as well. I think the Paris defense probably said thank you to that play call. All right, let's see if they go back to the pound. Yes, they do. It's a jump right and a back in for maybe 4. Look at the collisions happening after the whistle. Kalani goes flying. And this is muscle on muscle here.
Yeah, Hazelvant is so hard to bring down. As you can see, he just keeps turning his legs and never falls backwards. And that's a really, really physical football game we're seeing here in the fourth quarter.
Raiders trying to impose their will as we're under 13 to play in the ball game. Schneider, slot right. Thrown over the middle. It's caught. Will he make it to the yardage to gain? No. Down at the 19-yard line. It'll be fourth down. Catch made by Platzgummer, 31-year-old Austrian.
Yeah, a little drag route here over the middle, but too many defenders there to get the first down, and now we have a huge field goal coming up for the Raiders.
A massive. It could make it a 2-possession ball game if they're able to drill this one through. It'll be a 37-yard attempt, about 36.5 yards. Pacing it off, swinging the leg. It's plenty deep, and it is no good. Oh, Paris catches a massive break on the miss from Jonata Loria. Saying, thought I nailed it. It must have sliced, Lawrence.
Yeah, it kind of started off in the middle, but then somehow ended up going to the right, like that Tiger Woods reference earlier you made. Just a slice of golf.
Well, that's a Lawrence regular driver, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, Paris says, let's play football. Under 12, they've got it starting at their own 25. Bafunda with a bounce out, cutback. Give him about 7. He was wrapped up there at the end of the play by Arono Kale.
Yeah, good patience here. A lot of traffic in the backfield, but then one jump cut to the right and gained 6 or 7 positive yards.
Arono Kale blocked the kick of Paris. He has been all over the place in this game. Second down, 7. Musketeers trying not to drop 2 in a row. This is week 5. Zone read, Bafunda. Sees a little space to squeak through. And the crowd appreciates Bafunda's effort. He's had a good second half. Move the chains.
Yeah, good run here over the left side. And I think that's, regardless of the injury of Austin Mitchell, I think that's the game plan now for the Paris Musketeers. Yeah, you want to take a shot, you want to make or try to get 1 or 2 explosive plays in here, but also you want to control the clock and keep imposing your will on the defense.
Bafunda getting stronger as the game goes along, leans forward for 1. That's Jai Jackson. What work by him. He was blocked, he was out of the play, and he kept after it. That's a lesson for everybody watching that wants to play this game. Play's not over until that whistle. Second down, 7. Under 10. Loose ball. I believe Edwards fell on it at the last moment.
Once again, on both sides today, we saw struggled with the snap, but Zach Edwards can secure the ball here to at least get a third down and not turn the ball over.
If you're just joining us, Austin Mitchell is not out there, suffering a lower extremity injury. The all-time leading receiver at Southeastern Louisiana. That's the Lions down in Hammond, Louisiana. Chest tie snap. Magic Zach's going to need some magic. He's working it. He's working it. He's working it. First down, Paris.
And for everyone wondering why he has that nickname, that's exactly why. Nothing there, a lot of pressure, but somehow on 3rd and 12 with the game on the line, he makes a first down with... Wow, what a run, what a play.
He shows he's still got some swivel in those hips as he gets out of bounds. Keeps the drive alive. The aforementioned Jai Jackson slow to get up. Oh, what a warrior. Some good sportsmanship by the Parisian fans. Giving him a nice round of applause as he comes out. Austin Mitchell, the nephew of NFL legend Brian Mitchell. What's that man thinking right now? Going up against one of his idols in Jack Del Rio. And now Paris starting to road great. Get out the plow. It's Bafunda.
Yeah, and Bafunda is really coming alive here in the second half. Great patience once again. Great jump cut to the left side here, making Fabi miss the tackle and setting up 2nd and 1. And now maybe that's a chance for the Paris Musketeers to take a shot here.
That Shuan Fatah we saw earlier, talking about him, the German national European football fixture. Shotgun snap, Bafunda, no hesitation this time, says give me the first down, and with the push he gets more. Tombo Soul. Tell me about wide receiver blocking here, Lawrence. How important is it?
Well, with that game plan we saw for both teams today, it's super important. That can make the difference between a 5-yard gain and a touchdown. And I like the fact that both teams, both receiver squads are really accepting that challenge.
With 7:47 left, another injured player. clapping. There's Coach Shuan Fata. Innsbruck for a decade, won everything for a decade. 2 parties, went separate ways. The Raiders needed a new HC. They reached out to him. He said, I've got to have Max. And that's Max Kessler. He was born in Tirol. They make quite a combination. Next man up on the offensive line. What a good football game. You hear short memory. Let's go. Next play. First down and 10, 35-yard line of the Raiders. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Edwards. Can he take advantage? Yes. 15, 10. Down. Inside the 10. Takadem.
Hugo Takadem on the left here, wing position, runs a drag route over the middle. Zach Edwards has enough time, puts it right on him, and Fabi with the touchdown-saving tackle here inside the 10-yard line.
Felt once that blitz was picked up, Edwards was going to have success. Let's see if this is first and goal. I believe it is. Musketeers on the march, looking to tie the game. It is first and goal. The nose of the ball at the 10. Bafunda hit at the ankles, maybe got 6 inches on that play.
And guess who it was? Once again, big number 91 coming through the middle, disrupting that play.
Boy, did he ever. Aranokale has had a game. They love him. Dobson, Hobson, Italian back from last year. All those guys we've referenced trying to hold up against the Paris pressure. Zone read again, Bafunda grinding inside the 5 to around the 2. Ogbovin holding on for dear life.
What a run by Bafunda here. It looked like he was stopped 2 times already, but he just kept turning his legs here. 1, 2, and then almost finished it, but Precious Ogbovin said no and almost stripped that ball in the end there.
(2025) he had 454 yards, 4 touchdowns on 75 carries. They've got the ball marked at the 3, 3rd and goal from the 3. Got to score it. Bafunda, not this time. And you are at a spot you've got to go. Correct, Lawrence?
Absolutely correct, and especially with that play call, I feel like they knew they was going to go on for it on 4th down. So probably the biggest play of the game coming up right here now, Joff.
Yes, biggest play of the game coming up here right now. Two yards. Might seem like a short route. It's not. Magic Zach. They're crowding the line. Handoff. Bafunda. Touchdown, Musketeers.
And he deserves that touchdown. He was doing all the work on this drive, and they decided to run behind a stacked trips formation to the left. Great play call. And now we get to the next very important play of the game to tie it.
75-yard touchdown drive. Remember, it happened after the missed field goal. My, how this 4th quarter and the temperature has changed. Snap, kick, up, Hooking. Good enough. Oh, Dean Faithful put a little skip in the heart rate of all the Paris fans. Bafunda has been tremendous.
Yeah, and it feels like they somewhat came together at halftime, and I think they made that decision before Austin Mitchell got injured. But in the first half, it kind of feels like they wanted to hit that deep ball. They wanted to move the ball through the air. But in the second half, they really stick to the run game, and that works. And now
You're right.
the Raiders Tirol have to answer again.
EFA Week 5 providing a jewel of a football game. Kick is away. It's got some hook to it. It stayed in bounds. Unbelievable bounce. Now Carter hit! Knocked down at the 11-yard line.
Oh, and that's how fast the momentum can change, Joff. We were talking about momentum in the first half. You miss a field goal to go up by 10. You get the touchdown to tie it, and then you have to start your own drive at your own 10-yard line. Ooh, let's see how the Raiders Tirol, that have not won a game so far this season, can handle that pressure situation.
Garrido Diaz brought the thunder on that hit. I don't know how it stayed in bounds from the 11. Cloud of dust, 5. Right up the middle, maybe 4. That's Bonatti. Filling the hole, Barbaras. Again, his third in the EFA in tackles. We started to call his name more and more and more in the third and fourth quarters. Second down, 6. Zone read, he's going to keep. Krajewski slides down. Where he started his slide is going to be imperative here. Did he get enough to get the first down? It's going to be close. Each team with all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, the spot where the refs came in, he's also trying to show it. That was a first down. Let's see what the refs decide.
First down and 10, he got just enough to the 21. There is a lot of time rolling right now. Play clock is down to 5. Raiders in the huddle. Play clock must be okay. Split backs to protect Krajewski. He's going to launch right side. They were locked up on that side. Maybe a penalty flag here. Could be holding on either player.
Yeah. Like the Paris Musketeers DBs are expecting to run so hard that they're covering the defenders by holding them because they feel like they're getting blocked. They tried to connect again on a deep pass, but Adrian Platzkuman was nowhere near that ball.
I don't even know if Platzkuman knew the ball was coming his way. There's also a flag down in the backfield. We could have offsetting penalties here. We could easily have an offensive hold and a defensive hold and say play it again.
There are no fouls on the play. It will be second down.
Or none.
I mean, we have a great battle between the Musketeers and the Raiders, but I think Parsons against his mic is also a really big battle today.
Second best matchup of the afternoon. Okay, second down and 10. Tie game. Krajewski hands it off for 3. Maybe. That's one of the first that we've seen of La Animal waving his hands up and down, getting this crowd involved. One of the leaders, Mamadou Sy.
Yeah, I played with Mamadou Sy back in Frankfurt, and he's one of the nicest guys to be around, but on the field, you don't want to run into him.
And a whistle and a timeout, Paris. Third down and 9. I gave him way too much credit on that rush. He only got a yard. Yet Mamadou, French football mainstay, strong and physical. He's got 3 sacks this year, and he puts on a show when he gets sacks. We'll keep it right here. Okay. Lawrence, you've got a team that loves to run the football. You also got a team that doesn't want to hand it back to Paris. What are you conjuring up in your mind for Raiders?
I think you gotta give Krajewski a chance to complete a pass downfield, but we saw him make some plays with his legs as well, so maybe get him outside of the pocket. While we see Juan Fata here really talking, trying to get into the ref's head. Yeah, big third down coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised if they give Krajewski a chance to make the play, get the first down with his legs.
Carter against Liggins on the bottom of your screen could be the best matchup on the field. Third down and 9. Krajewski rifles, looking for Carter. Too much Liggins.
And I don't know if I like that call because he was never looking anywhere else. And Liggins was actually the one almost coming up with that pick.
He's still got spring in his step as he bounces over toward the sideline. Now the Musketeers will get the football back and have the 2-minute timeout and 2 timeouts for themselves to try and piece together a game-winning drive if they hold here. Saying, get away from it. Get away from it. It's a good punt. Also a wise idea from Najim. Okay, that's the 2-minute warning. We will step aside briefly after a terrific punt from Loria. Paris has the ball. We'll see what they can do with it in just a few seconds.
Parce qu'on sait jamais s'il y a une commotion.
Ouais. Ce serait con de dire que je suis en train de perdre la vie.
Ça presse pas, même si on n'a pas le temps pour monter.
Alors après, ouais,
I'm just telling you that's a bad officiating decision. Okay? You can't ignore the 2-minute warning.
You saw the big EFA 4. It is coming your way in August. Get your tickets now. In Frankfurt, Germany, it's a bubbled screen over to the left side. Bufunda with room. He's got the first down and more, 14 yards. Move the sticks for the Musketeers as they try to amass a game-winning drive.
Great play call here against the blitz. Bufunda wide open in the flats. Easy first down for the Musketeers.
Dean Faithful has a huge leg. Keep that in mind. Some concerned faces for Raiders. Paris trying to execute. Zach Edwards. A little hitch, running left. In pursuit. He'll throw it away, I believe. Yes, throws it away. That's probably the wise decision. The clock stops that way. You can gather yourself as Jack Del Rio and company. Try to come up with a game-winning strategy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind handing the ball off to Jason Bufunda one more time here, especially on 2nd and 10. Maybe the Raiders don't expect it. You can control the clock and get into a manageable 3rd down.
That was the big man, Ilya Krajinovic, with his glasses at his debut. The 6'8" player that played at IMG College. Snap. Edwards off his back foot, trying to time a pass. Does so to Doso, who got underneath it. You see him. Hey, I got those elbows underneath. That ball did not touch the ground. How many yards? Looked like about 7 or 8 from the play, but this is just a timing route.
Yeah, good catch here by Doso. Little stop route over the middle and then coming back to the ball.
All right, there's not much time, but Paris with those 2 timeouts makes that 133 quite a bit longer, but you've got to move the sticks. Edwards from the sunshine. Loops it over the left side. Caught. Doso popped up just in case he wasn't downed. He's got it at midfield.
Yeah, nice little 10-yard out by Doso here, and he hasn't been a big factor in the game either so far, but now really comes up in this 2-minute drill. Big first down for Paris.
First down and 10 with 1:24. Raiders blitz. It's picked up. Magic Zach on the money to the 38-yard line. Pumped in there to Bertolin.
Once again, out route, this time from the slot receiver Bertolin. He steps out of bounds, stops the clock, and now you're already on the other side of midfield.
Paris has moved into the shade. Moving left to right. Quick slant. Dangerous. Bertolin. Oh my, that could have been intercepted. Just a little bounce one way or another. That could have been 6 the other way.
Oh yeah, the Raiders know that's a missed opportunity. Bertolin shows it right away, like that's me. Usually he's a very sure-handed receiver, but that one slipped through. Lucky break here for Paris.
They're nearing Dean Faithful field goal range. Throw left side, closer. Clock will continue to run. Snatched by Najim. Tied at 17, approaching a minute.
I believe the first catch for Najim today, and he got tackled in bounds. And now let's see if the Raiders actually take a timeout.
Quick snap, flag throw. That's the fastest we've seen Paris go today as far as their tempo. This is going to allow some substitutions in for Raiders. You see Lucas Wittberger coming on. Haven't seen much of him today. I wonder if everybody for Paris was set or not.
False start, offense, not all 11 players were set for a second. 5-yard penalty, remains third down. Tirol have declined the 10-second runoff. The game clock will start on the snap.
Got to come set, Lawrence.
Exactly. It would have been a first down by Dosso, but not everyone was set for a whole second. So that's why it got blown dead. And interesting choice, though, by the Raiders to not take a timeout here. Inside 1 minute left.
3rd and 10. Edwards feels the heat. Takes off. Slides. Flag comes in. He's wanting a flag, thinking he got hit late. Edwards having a word or two for that late stick. Let's see it. Ooh, yeah, that was some headhunting there. Jonas Fuschelberger went after him. "43 seconds. What you got?" Holding on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty and a first down. I think Mr. Parsons is going to get into the tunnel after the game and punt his microphone. It might be the best punt of the day, Lawrence.
It seems like he just accepted the fact that it doesn't work the way he wants it to work. But that's a huge penalty against the Raiders Tirol. Holding on the defense. They brought the house. They blitzed with 6 guys. Couldn't get to Zach Edwards. And now they're almost in red zone with 43 seconds left.
Yeah, if you're Paris, you can bleed this thing dry. You can go for it from here. We'll see what they do. Here comes the blitz. Edwards is not going to have to worry about it. I got a feeling this is offsides. It looked like a running start, basically. Nope. False start. So they're going to back him up 5 yards. Maybe when they saw that blitz coming, a little flinch.
Yeah.
Nathan Darabo, the Frenchman, a tackle, a 24-year-old. Just love it about this EFA. All of these, the majority of these players today from France, from Austria, with imports to sprinkle in. Edwards, nose up spiral, back shoulder fade, incomplete for Tekadem.
Yeah, there was a lot of touching and hand fighting between these two, Rucker and Tekadem, but Rucker turns around last second to the ball, and maybe that's the reason why he does not get flagged here.
Yep, I think you're right. If he goes through him with his chest, not looking back for the ball, it's probably a flag. I think it was a good call. Second down, 16-ish. Zach Edwards lets it fly. juggling catch and extending the ball to the 20-yard line is Bertolin.
Quick little out route here by Bertolin. He goes out of bounds, so the Raiders do not have to burn a timeout. And now let's see what the Musketeers dial up on third down. If they're happy with taking the field goal, or if they really want to try and get that first down on third and long.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 9. Got to get it to the 11 to extend it. Edwards surveys, rockets, leaping catch to the 9. 1st and goal, Paris. Tekadem with the stickum.
What a catch by Hugo Tekadem. Feels the space and then goes up there like a goalkeeper to get that ball down. Wow. What a play by the most electric playmaker on the Paris Musketeers offense today.
Paris takes a timeout. They'll have one remaining. Remember, Raiders led 17-10. Paris scored the first touchdown on their first drive, and we've had nothing but a back-and-forth battle ever since. We had the deputy mayor of Paris step in to do the coin toss. Been great fireworks, physical football ever since. 22 seconds remain. Raiders still with 3 timeouts. Kandar's to the left of Magic Zach Edwards. He wants to pass. Throws left side. Touchdown! Musketeers! 16 seconds. Second of the day for Hugo Tekadem.
And you know, Jeff, I don't like that call because it shows me that he doesn't trust his field goal team. But if it works, it works. What a play. Almost picked. I think we will see that in the replay. How Precious almost gets under the ball here. But Hugo Tekadem is there for maybe the game-winning touchdown.
You are so right. Precious Ogbavoin had a line on that ball and it went right through him. I was shocked they threw it, but it works. Faithful with that hook. Nails it. Oh, what a game. Here it is again.
Yeah, one more time. He's in perfect position to pick that ball, but just cannot get his hands together in time. Oh. And then Hugo Tekadem says, "Thank you." Oh.
I love it. The emotion. And having fun out there. Like Vanti has been blocking all afternoon. The NFL kick rules to minimize collisions. And the Raiders need a big return from the 11. Carter 20, 25. Swivels across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Raiders have 3 timeouts, but man, with 11 seconds, not a lot you can do.
No, I agree, and I think from a Raiders perspective, maybe you should have taken those timeouts earlier, especially if the other team was in field goal range for a long time, because now, like you said, 11 seconds, 3 timeouts, you will not be able to use all of those.
This, obviously, where Aaron Jackson has We wish him a speedy recovery, would be huge. Krajewski rolling out, backside blitz, spins out of that difficulty. Now he winds up, hit as he throws, and it is intercepted. Liggins, finishing touches, goes down. Paris wins, 24-17.
What a game, Jeff. And look at the Paris Musketeers.
That is the end of the game.
Get all of your clicks for the gram, gentlemen. You earned it today. And to Raiders, big tip of the cap.
Well, and maybe that's the difference, Jeff. If you were 2-1, you won a close one in week 1 against the Frankfurt Galaxy, you know that you can win those games. And then on the other side, the Raiders Tirol come in here in 0-3, play a good game, but cannot finish it. And maybe that was the little difference here at the end. Paris believed, and the Raiders did not.
Jack Del Rio, a guy that's seen a lot of winning. It doesn't matter where it's at. Winning is fun. Thank you so much for dialing us up here on YouTube or wherever you may have watched this clash of two really strong football teams. This has been a presentation of the EFA. Don't forget their Final Four is coming up in August 15th and 16th in Frankfurt. And you can see these teams play live, and we'll have coverage for you as well. For Giannis in Latvia, Jason in California, and my partner Lawrence Regler, my son Perry Haxton, who was on spotting duty, I'm Jeff Haxton, and we will talk to you next time.
That's not it.